Brawly, it's time you faced your maker. Let me just make sure the plant's in check. Done. Let's do this. Brawly versus me. So the plan is in session. So Machop will go first. So routes. The reason I put routes in is because 1, experience, and 2, it's routes. I want routes to evolve. Defense may go up, but what's defense when you're getting attacked by a special attack? Just a heads up, by the way, I haven't done it yet, but we'll get the list. Right. I'll have to get a list of each type and, you know, each of the things. Why the types are weak. That means he may. Yes, he's going to. And then wing attack. I think we'll change back now. Routes. Confusion. Okay. So here's what I think. So we know that there's like, oh crap! That could have gone so wrong. So starting with normal. Now normal is weak against fighting, and that's an understandable thing. And the reason why I think normal is weak to fighting is because try putting an average fighter against, say, a professional boxer, or professional fighter, or professional wrestler. I know that wrestling's scripted, but it does hurt, so we never use the word fake, because I hate that word anyway. But you're pretty obvious who's going to win. The normal type has got no chance. That's why I think the fighting type beats it. Grass obviously is weak to fire, flying, bug, poison and ice. And the reason for that is, now this could go on for years, this. Fire puts out plants very fast and kills it instantly. Flying basically eats plants, such as birds. Plus, if you look at like trees or something, they always build a nest in there, so makes sense. Bug because caterpillars eat plants and other bugs and insects as well. Poison kills plants, mostly. Look at weed killer for instance. And ice because, let's just say plants need oxygen, and if like say it gets super frosty overnight, I feel sorry for those plants because they're gonna have oxygen cut off. Basically it virtually suffocates them. Fire is weak to water, rock and ground because water puts out fire reasons. Rock because I think rock because... No, I know why. Rock basically halts the fire. But also, if you put it over it, it instantly stops it. So I would say that's an understandable reason. And ground because it buries fire and the lack of oxygen that the fire needs will easily pull it out. So I will go with... I'll go with that one. Water is weak to grass and electric. Now this one's easy. Grass roots absorb the water and nutrition for the nutrition. Think of it this way: when you have flowers, you need the water. It needs water to. It needs to drink water to keep it strong. So, in a sense, water is actually powering up the grass, and electric because water is a very good conductor. It conducts electricity. And electricity takes over, so water will have issues. Forgot to actually get some great balls. But let's keep going. Never mind, we got some, but we need great balls really. I would love to get one of them. Although we could try and catch one. Right, we'll try and catch one. This is a steel and ground type, if I remember. Alright, we'll keep going. Electricity. So, electrics are actually very strong. We know that. Doesn't mean they're weak. They're strong. However, the only thing that they're weak against is ground. And just for an added note, electric cannot hurt ground. It really can't. And the reason why is because... Oh, flipping hell. Better give some potions to our little friend here. So, ground, Earth, basically, Earth is not a good conductor of electricity. Easy. And I just went away from that. Why was I going away? For example, if you stick an electric... For example, I would say, if you stuck an electric wire into the ground, electric would just be harmlessly dispersed. That's it. The ground is just going to be like, here you go, then have it, I don't care. Plus, not only that, but another thing is lightning strikes. When the lightning hits someone, yeah, hits water, hits trees, yeah, it's going to start something. But when it hits the ground, how often has it actually made a difference to the ground? It hasn't. It really hasn't. Sorry about that, I thought I was going to sneeze then. So I would say ground. So yeah, that's why fighting is weak to fighting types, as we thought, is weak to psychic, flying, and fairies. Psychic because think about this way: brains versus brawn. Someone who likes to hit and someone who likes to... who uses strategy and uses their brain. If someone just goes in fighting something, all that's going to happen is they're going to struggle. Because, like I said, hitting something doesn't always necessarily mean a good thing. The biggest example would be... I'm trying to think of that right now as an example. I don't know. question, actually. But no, it's the mind. Flying types would be fighting, and the easy reason for that is, have you tried to punch a bird in flight? Plus, not only that, but when you can fly, you can hit that person and fly high. The fighting type is never going to catch them, unless they're high jumpers, but even then. And furry types, because fighting types tend to be like the good side, you know, and furries are like the good side as well. The fighting won't have it in the heart to attack. But another thing as well is you could have you may have really good fighting skills, but if one little furry can cast a magic spell on you, what's that going to do? Exactly, nothing. So yeah, ice is weak to fire, rock, fighting and steel. Fire because fire melts ice. Hard rocks can be used to smash ice into pieces. Whilst ice is hard, rock is harder, and it will hurt. Literally, it will hurt. Not joking there. Fighting because you've seen those movies where they demonstrate their strength. They can break ice easily. Of course, they do train in the right way. And steel, because these steel tools are used to break ice apart. Many different films with, like, in the ice places will have them. Poison's weak to ground and psychic because earth absorbs the toxins, and basically while it is hurting itself, it heals in time, and then the poison basically just goes away. This one is a bit hard though, poison, but here's what I think it is. Think of poison as like your illnesses, and then you've got a group of scientists that work together to try and combat against that illness. That, in my opinion, is what you'd call, that is what I would say is the reason. Poison is weak to psychic because scientists always figure out cures for diseases. Plus, don't forget, it could also be the reference to mind over matter. Ground is weak to grass, water and ice. Grass because plants grow and obtain nutrients from the ground. Water can erode soil as well as wash away dirt and mud. So think about when you was a kid, or you know, you're a football player, professional football player, anything like that, and you got all this mud and you go for a shower. The mud, etc. all go away. And ice because ice can freeze over the ground, and with time the ground starts to crack. Remind me, I need to go back in there and get an errand, so I might need some great balls. Flying is weak to electric, rock and ice. Electricity is an easy one because since flying types take to the air, regardless if it's birds or something, they are actually more prone to damage from electric generated clouds. Lightning storms, you know, they're so open to it. Go back to Petalburg. We're gonna go and see Mr. Stone. We haven't done the parcel, but we have done the letter now. Another weakness is rock. Rock is because slingshots, they're used to actually get birds. But another thing as well is the saying, 2 birds with 1 stone. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And ice, because birds migrate for the winter. They really don't like snow. They really don't. So that's the reason why they don't stay, because they hate the snow. Yeah, they don't fare too well in winter. Psychic is weak to bug, ghost and dark. Now they all have different. Now they will have all different. They will have different reasons, but the 3 of them have all one thing in common: fear. And obviously, thinking of psychics as the mind, fear inhibits the mind. Oh, cool. So basically, we can face our gym leaders again. Also, thanks for the Pokemon for Roxanne. So, let's see. Bug. So, bug, you could say... Let me just get to the thingy first while I'm thinking about that. Insects are annoying. We know that. Flies, midgets, anything like that. Spiders. A lot of people are arachnophobic. It's not really a fear, it's a phobia, but you know, it is. You are frozen. And when you're a psychic type, you've got to concentrate. But with bugs, nah, it's so distracting. Ghosts tend to mess with humans by fooling them with tricks and mischievous games. This will cause the human mind to go haywire. Not only that, but with the psychic type, they're able, with the mind, you know, with all these magicians, etc., they're supposed to make you go sleepy or anything. Ghosts don't have one. And 2, ghosts possess the mind. Psychics don't. So if you're if your mind's strong, you're going to take all. You are going to be still in control. But if you're a ghost, you can possess that mind regardless. And dark, because obviously the most common fear of humans is the dark. It doesn't matter why it is, because you never know what's there. Because it's dark or something, you don't know who else is there, which can really rattle people and mess with their minds, and it is a common human fear, you know. So it could be like, and plus, a little interesting fact, psychic can't hurt dark, because again, it's a common human fear. You can't bypass the dark, you need to turn the light on. Nothing else is going to beat the dark. Also, we got the experience share, so that's good. Bug is weak to fire, rock and flying. Fire, because insects are very susceptible to fire. Can't say that right, I'm going to have to learn that word. I'm going to have to learn that word. And it often burns them alive. Rock, because rock can be used to squash them. And flying, because, well, obviously, you know the common predator, prey and producer line. Birds eat bugs. Birds are the predators. Kind of like the scorpion to the spider in some way. And then we come to rock. Before we do, yeah, there we are. That's, you see that ship then? That's the ship I really want to get to because it's got a nice little song to it. So rock is weak to quite a lot of things, considering it's hard as nails. It actually is weak to things. So rock is weak to grass, water, fighting, ground, and steel. Grass because plants can grow their way through rocks by using their roots to break them apart. But there is a process to that, and that is called root wedging. Little bit of a trick there. A little bit of a lesson there for you. Root wedging. Water can erode rock, breaking it down very slow and making it into a sediment. Little trick there as well. Fighting, obviously you see martial art movies when they break off those little plates or steel things they use. Ground because the earth can swallow and break rocks during obviously an earthquake. And steel because rock is hard. Steel is harder. Plus, not only that, but when you look at dig sites, etc., rock, like when buildings get collapsed, they just become little rocks. Steel breaks it and turns it into dust. Ghost, obviously, is weak to ghost itself and dark. Ghost because since they're not solid, the only thing that could fight a ghost would be to counteract it with another ghost. So if there's a bad ghost, you need a good ghost to fight it. And dark because ghosts can turn evil if they're bad. And purified ghost spirits can end up getting corrupted by evil ones, which is what the dark type is supposed to represent. Dark and evil. Almost there. We have dragons. Dragons are weak to ice, dragon, and for those who don't know, they're now very affected to fairies. Thinks they're going to surf, what the hell? Dragons resemble reptiles. Okay? That's what they're supposed to be in mythological legends. It's a myth though, it's never proven. But they're taken to I got screwed. But yeah, the dragons tend to be cold-blooded, so they need to warm up the bodies in order to just simply move around. If they're in icy conditions or temperatures, it will affect metabolisms very, very, very badly. So it's like, yeah, if you have any of that, get them near somewhere that's good. Please. But yeah, dragons, again, I did say before, dragons are mythological creatures. And it has been said, you know, like with big giant kaijus. To fight a kaiju, you need to fight it with another kaiju. So dragons, at the time, you know, it was like, to fight a dragon, you need another dragon. If it was a cold dragon, of course, an ice dragon, obviously, ice would do much, but dragons would be needed. And fairies, now, this one's awkward, because fairies originally couldn't hurt dragons, as it said in fairy tales, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. And the reason I say that is because yes, the dragon supposed to be immune, but in some fairy tales, the dragon is the main villain, and it does get beat by the hero, but it's the fairies that help out. So it's awkward. It is really awkward with that one. I don't know what to suggest with that one. Dark is weak to bug, fighting, and furry. Bug because many insects are most active at night and are therefore more adept at fighting during the dark hours. For example, owls. Now they're not bugs, but say most bugs who have more like night vision, or they can see more in the dark. Why am I adding these people? I just want to get to these shops so I can actually... Pokemon! So there you go. Dark is weak also to fighting types because, like I said before, fighting types are supposed to be put as good. They're supposed to be the good people. So I would say, you know, fighting type where you say good versus evil. Yeah, that's it. Good versus evil, it's normally it. Fighting versus dark. Good versus evil, and good will always triumph over the forces of evil. In many classic superhero movies, of course. There's been movies where they haven't won, but that's like, they always continue and the hero always wins it. Oh, that's a contest. What's happening here? Hello? What's happening here? Nothing? Okay. Whatever. Got some more trainers to face down there. There's Dark. Another thing as well is furries. Furry type evil always loses in the end. And obviously the happily ever after, you know. In fairy tales, fairies have always helped with getting rid of the darkness. It's kind of awkward. Wonder if that thing's moved. We've got a few more left. We got Steel. So before I go in, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna finish it off with the types. So Steel is weak to fire, fighting, and ground. Fire because fire in intense heats will melt steel. And of course metal is a very good conductor of heat. If fire hits heat, it hits the metal, that metal's gonna get hot. Fighting because fighters can demonstrate extreme strength by breaking through steel, man over machine. And ground because sudden earthquakes can cause most metal structures to break apart. And furry is weak to poison and steel. Poison because many fairies are portrayed as nature spirits. Basically, in the wild, they like to be like with the flowers, but because of that, they have very weak immune systems and would make them susceptible to any kind of poison. Example is the movie Peter Pan in 2003, I think it was. Wasn't a big fan of that one, but in that one, Tinkerbell was poisoned and it almost killed her. Another one is Snow White with the poison apple. And Steel because in mythological stories, steel tends to have a negative effect on fairies. If a fairy would come into close contact with any kind of metal like iron, it will drastically weaken them and their powers. Tinkerbell, for instance, was locked in a small metal cage in the animated film, and she couldn't even get out at all. But yeah, it's awkward with them. But yeah, there are some that may not have made sense, but for some types, if you have any other reasons, please let me know. Let me know. Alright, I'm gonna go and catch the Aaron that I missed. I'm gonna fight some more trainers and get some more of my Pokemon leveled up. And until then, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, take care, have a nice day. Bye.